Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today, our group will present a topic under the Acts of Parliament, which is Fire Services Act 1980. The Fire Services Act 1980 governs under the Ministry of Housing and Local Government. The objective of the Act is first to provide effective and efficient functioning of the Fire Services Department, and second, it is to protect human and property from the fire risk. Under this Act, the Director General is the one who has the duty to enforce all the provisions of the Act.
Under the part of Administration in Fire Services Act 1988, the Director General of Fire and Rescue Department, after consulting with the Minister, may appoint auxiliary fire officers. As we all know, the Fire and Rescue Department is under the Ministry of Housing and Local Government, so the Ministry will be responsible in matter relating to the process of appointment. The Director General is the highest rank officer on the federal level, is given the power to appoint any of auxiliary fire officer for each state in Malaysia, and the appointment only can be made with the concurrence of Minister of Housing and Local Government. Next, the appointed auxiliary fire officers are considered as public servant within the meaning which has been prescribed in the Malaysian Penal Code. So, the officers are required to follow any direction given by the state director, and the officer must fulfill all of the duties which have been stated in this Act. Moving to the next part, let's have a look on the duties of Fire and Rescue Department. The department are bound by law to perform and exercise lawful measures for the benefits of people. The duties of the department are including to perform any humanitarian services, including the protection of life and property in any calamity. As example, in the event of fire, the department shall take lawful measures for fighting, preventing and controlling fires, and at the same time protect the life and property. Moreover, the Fire and Rescue Department has jurisdiction in making of investigation into the cause and circumstances of the fires. In any other circumstances, the department may perform any duties given by the minister or duties that may be imposed by law.
Next, the Act also explains about the abatement of the fire hazard, where there must be fire hazard abatement notice. This notice is to make sure the locals obey to the order of the fire officers and also to prevent them from any danger. The notice will be served by the Director General if he is satisfied of the existence in any premises of any fire hazard. Failing to comply with the notice will be considered as an offence under this Act. If a person did not comply with the notice, it means that he had committed an offence, and this offence can be subjected to punishments which are either fine or imprisonment or both. Next is the powers of the fire officers on occasion of fire. At that time, they may first take such measures as appear to him to be necessary or expedient for the protection of life and property. Second, remove any person interfering by his presence or action with the operations of the Fire and Rescue Department. Third, enter, break into or through and take possession of or demolish or cause to be taken possession of or demolish any premises, place or thing for the purpose of putting an end to the fire or protecting the premises, place or thing from the fire or for rescuing any person or thing. Fourth, close any street near the site of the fire control traffic or crowd in any such street. And fifth, use any convenient supply of water. Moreover, the Act also explains about the fire certificate. Fire certificate is a document from the department where it determines whether that place or building is recognized as safe to live in or not. This document is required for buildings that are frequently visited by the public and actively operate, such as hospitals, office buildings, schools, and many more. It is the power of Director General to determine and designate particular uses, size or location of premises, where he may by order publish in the Gazette determine and designate particular uses, size or location of premises for the purpose of issuance of a fire certificate under the Act. or where a part of any premises constitute designated premises, any other part of the said premises shall be treated as forming part of the designated premises. Moving on is regarding the welfare fund. The Act prescribed that a fund must be established to be known as the Fire Services Department Welfare Fund, and it shall be operated as a trust account within the Federal Consolidated Fund. The fund shall be administered in accordance with regulations made under the Act. For example, in recompensing fire officers for extra or special services rendered by them, or for the purpose of procuring comforts, convenience, and other benefits which are not chargeable to public revenue, or for granting loans to fire officers, former fire officers who have retired on pension, gratuity or other allowance, or persons who were wholly or partially dependent on deceased fire officers or former fire officers at the time of their death.
Moving on to the part 4 of this Act, which regard to water and fire hydrants, the Director General of Fire and Rescue Department has jurisdiction to make sure that there is adequate storage of water. The storage of water must be situated in suitable location, and the Director, in exercising his power, may order the owner of the premises to provide facilities and water supply for firefighting purposes. Any person who fails to follow the direction of the Director General to provide facilities is said to commit an offence. Next, this Act also provides that if any person use the fire hydrant not for the purpose of firefighting, or if any person covers up and closes or conceals any water hydrant, that person also will be guilty for an offence. It is considered as an offence because in the event of fire, it will be difficult for the fire and rescue officers to search for water for the purpose of firefighting. Other than that, this Act also provides the general penalty that will be imposed against a person who commits an offence under this Act. Any person which found guilty by court will be liable for fine not exceeding 5,000 ringgit and imprisonment for term not exceeding 3 years or both. Moreover, the Director General or any of Fire and Rescue Department officers authorized by him may compound any offence which is prescribed as compoundable offence under this Act. The compound may not exceed the sum of 500 ringgit. In conclusion, Fire Services Act 1988 was enacted for the purpose of protecting human life and property from risks. This Act also provides all matters relating to the duties of Fire and Rescue Department, such as in firefighting and search and rescue event. Moreover, the most important part is that this Act also provides the standard operating procedure as a guideline for fire and rescue officer in performing their duties. That's all from us. Thank you.